Have you ever felt like something was meant to be yours, but then, in a single moment, everything slipped away? You did the work. You waited your turn. You believed the promise was for you, but someone else got chosen. That's my story. My name is Adonijiah, son of King David. And this is my side of the story. Before we begin, if you love faith-filled stories told in a fresh and personal way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps this channel grow, and it means a lot. Now let me take you back. I was the fourth son of King David, but by the time my story truly began, my older brothers were gone. Amnon was dead. Absalom was dead. That made me the oldest living son. In those days, that mattered. Everyone around me assumed the same thing. Adonijah will be the next king. And honestly, so did I. I grew up in the palace. I watched my father rule. I learned how power worked, how leaders spoke, how kings were respected. And my father, he never stopped me. He never corrected me. He never said, Adonijah, the throne is not yours. The Bible even says my father never displeased me by asking why I did what I did. So in my mind, silence meant approval. And approval felt like a promise. As my father grew old and weak, the kingdom began to feel empty, like a seat waiting to be filled. So I did what seemed right. I prepared myself. I gathered chariots and horses. I gathered men to run before me. I gathered support from powerful people, Joab, the commander of the army, and Abiathar the priest. These were respected men, wise men. If they believed in me, how could I be wrong? I even held a feast, a celebration. It felt official. It felt final. People were calling me king. For a moment, I truly believed I was. But there was one thing I didn't fully understand. God's choice does not always follow human logic. While I was celebrating, another plan was moving quietly behind the scenes. A plan I wasn't invited into. My half-brother Solomon. He was younger, quieter, different. I never saw him as a threat. But God did. The prophet Nathan went to my father. Bathsheba went to my father. They reminded him of a promise he had made, that Solomon would be king. And suddenly, everything changed. While I was eating and celebrating, my father commanded that Solomon be crowned. Immediately, urgently, no delay. Trumpets were blown. Oil was poured. People shouted, "Long live King Solomon." The sound reached my ears, and my heart sank. Fear spread through the room. One by one, the people who had stood with me stood up and left. In minutes, I went from being surrounded to being alone. The throne I thought was mine vanished before my eyes. I ran, not to fight, not to argue. I ran to the altar and grabbed its horns, begging for mercy. I was afraid Solomon would kill me. I had claimed what was not mine. But Solomon spared my life. He said, if he proves himself worthy, not a hair of his head will be harmed. I bowed. I left quietly. And for a while, I lived. But my heart never fully let go of the throne. That was my mistake. Later, I asked Bathsheba for a favor. I asked for Abishag, the young woman who had cared for my father in his old age. To me, it felt harmless. But in the kingdom, it meant something more. It looked like another attempt to claim royal authority. And this time, Solomon did not see it as innocence. He saw it as rebellion. And that decision ended my story. Here's what I learned too late. Just because something looks right doesn't mean it is right. Just because people support you doesn't mean God has chosen you. And just because God is silent doesn't mean he agrees. I assumed the throne was mine because it made sense. But God's plans are not built on assumptions. They are built on purpose. If my story teaches you anything, let it be this. Wait for God's calling. Don't rush ahead of him. And don't grab what he hasn't given. Because what God gives in his time comes with peace. What we take in our own strength often comes with loss. If this story made you think, reflect, or see the Bible in a new way, let me know. And let me know in the comments section which Bible character you want to hear from next. Whose story should we tell from their point of view? I'll see you in the next faith-filled story.